Welcome back to the channel. This is the Ian West Network, and today we're going to talk about the most exciting phone. Just kidding. We're going to talk about the Pixel 6 and the Pixel 6 Pro. Now, there are some websites that do have specifications on them, which are, I guess, suspect at this point because there's I don't see anything that says it's official, where the phone's official is what I mean, but the specifications. I know there's a 6, there's a 6 Pro, there's a model that has a Samsung screen at 90 hertz, and the 6 Pro model, I think, uses the LG screens at 120 hertz with higher nits. And I think it might be higher nits. It's all on the screen. So I can't imagine it being the same. But we'll see. So anyway, I'm on the Google website. I'm not shouting y'all out. I'm just at the Google Store website. It wants me to meet the tensor. All right. Good. A custom chip made for the Pixel, which I don't see any specifications on or anything or benchmarks or nothing. So I'm just supposed to take their word that it's a good chip. Great marketing. You have the Pixel 6, you have the Pixel 6 Pro. To be honest, the Pixel 6, if you look at the colors, you have your gray black thing, you have this throw up lime green, and you have this one I like. I don't know what that's even called. For the 6 Pro, you have the same gray. You have lighter gray, and then you have hideous peach. All right, so you have some terrible colors for it. So I definitely like the regular 6 model better in terms of color selection. I don't know, man. It's like, it just amazes me that these companies can look at how successful Apple is with certain models, and then they go and do this. All right. Let me click on this video real fast, see what happens. Okay. So that was a whole lot of nothing. They literally showed you absolutely nothing about their product on this website. They're not giving me any specifications about this on their website. So what I'm going to go ahead and do is go to a more reputable dealer and just type in Pixel 6 specs. Make sure the right thing. All right, let's see. Pixel 6 specs. If that makes a difference. All right. So we have this article here from Android Central. I did click into this earlier. I decided to re-record this video. I went on a whole Android rant. I'm like, let me just stick to the subject. As you already saw the phone pictures on the website, so I'm not going to click on that. You see the colors. So this one is definitely the one that I would get where my mouse is hovering around. And these two are exactly the same in the pros. Just a slightly different colors, but that's the only one I would actually get if it wasn't gray. To be honest, this is the part that worries me right here. The Pixel 5 was $699 for, excuse my language, guys, a bullshit mid-tier phone for $700. The Pixel 5 was the equivalent of a Samsung A52 5G for $500 with a worse screen, a smaller battery, I believe, and worse fast charging. So, all right, and the Pixel 4 XL, which was a disaster with software, if you ask me, was that hideous chin, started at $799 and $899. So realistically, the Pixel has not, to me, outside of the 3A XLs, the 3A, 3XL, and the 4A 5G, which was, in my opinion, overpriced at $500. But it was still a decent device. Those were the only Pixel devices that I had that I actually wanted. No, I did have the 4XL, which I took that back ASAP. This is before I was doing reviews. It wasn't a good phone. It wasn't that great of a phone. It wasn't some amazing experience. It was an ugly, disgusting looking phone with a huge forehead, and they should have fired whoever did the marketing for that phone. It was disgusting. Not marketing, but the design. I can't believe that a company said, "Yo, you know what? With the new Samsung and iPhones coming out, this is what we want to drop. A phone where half the screen is the forehead." All right, teach their own, I guess, right? And we're also in a climate, like it says here, where flagships start at $1,000. So I would assume that the Pixel 6 and 6 Pro are going to be under $1,000 respectively. Now, if we scroll a little bit down, again, excuse me, at least underneath the weather a little bit. I don't know the process for this thing. What I do know is that I guess this will be the first Pixel that's going to have the tensor, like their own profile. I don't care how similar it is. I want to see benchmarks on this thing. And unfortunately, we probably won't see any benchmark whatsoever until someone purchases the phone themselves and then takes the chance to see how the benchmark is going to be, which is really sad that these companies basically lie to their customers about, oh, this is going to be similar to this. This is going to be just like this. No, it's not. It's an entirely different product. It's either going to be better, it's going to be worse. There's no in between when it comes to that, especially when it comes to Android phones, because Android phones need that delicate balance of RAM management and processor, so you won't experience lag, especially within a 6 months, year worth of time where Androids degrade substantially faster than Apple products. Let's be real here. That's just the truth. Even though I'm an Android lover, I'm just being honest. Also, we need to talk about the fact that this device is going to come with 120 hertz for the Pro model, 90 hertz for the Pixel 6, the regular model. Now, the AMOLED screen is the Samsung screen. It's rumored that the 6.4 model is going to be full HD with 90 hertz screen. Samsung AMOLED screens, not even Super AMOLED, I guess just a regular. Like, I don't know. That's cheap. And the 6.7 model with a quad HD plus resolution, 120 hertz. Okay, sure. That's going to have 120 hertz. Now, granted, I don't know if you've ever seen an LG screen versus a Samsung screen, but I've always picked Samsung screens over LG. One of the reasons that LG software was just yuck, and it took way too much of your device's internal memory. Thank God they stopped making phones, because they're the new Sega. Just make screens and just make accessory parts for other companies. Because when you guys made a phone, it was overpriced, it was underwhelming, and you didn't know what you were doing, and you had no software support. So Google is the ones doing software support for this phone. So don't be afraid, guys. If it was LG doing it, you know you would get Android 12, and that's it. But Google's doing it, so you probably get at least 3 to 4 years worth of software updates, I'm sure. And when I say software updates, I'm talking about just all of them in general, like not iOS, Android updates for the software, security updates, and any issues they have in between there. I'm sure they'll drop it on this phone. Same processor, I'm guessing. I would assume the phone's going to have the same processor. The 6 model is going to have 8 gigs of RAM, allegedly. Everything's alleged that I'm saying. The Android 12, the Pixel 6 Pro is going to have 12 gigs of RAM. They're going to have the same storage options initially, but when you want to get a bigger phone and you're looking for that 512, only the Pro model is going to have that. Terrible idea. They should have given that to both, but again, I'm not a billion-dollar company, so what do I know? I'm just a consumer that buys phones that, make sense. Dual camera on the Pixel 6. I didn't know people were still doing dual cameras in this day and age, unless you're Apple, and it's a huge price difference between their Pro and Pro Max model from the regular. This one's going to have the same camera, except the Pro model is going to have an extra 48 megapixel telephoto lens. Now, what I will say is that because of Pixel's cameras in general over the last couple of years since the 3A on up, they've done an amazing job of the camera. So I'm not even going to debate that. If this was a Motorola device, I would say this camera is going to be garbage. If this was an Alcatel device or whoever owns Alcatel nowadays, I would say this camera is going to be trash. But because it's a Google camera and they did so well with just the 4A and the 4s and the 5s, and also only had like one, well, I think the 4A only had one lens. Correct me if I'm wrong. I had the phone, I don't remember, but I think only had one lens, and that was still a great camera. That just goes to show that this is probably going to be better. If at bare minimum, it'll be the same as those phones, but I'm pretty sure it's going to be better. Battery-wise, 6414 mAh to 5,000. Again, I think that's dumb. They both should have 5,000 on the simple fact that if they're running the same processor, the slight 30 hertz difference is not going to require that much more power. It's like we can't use the excuse that 6.4 inches isn't big enough to house the battery. That's not true. They could have easily did that, but I guess they're trying to give people the incentive to actually buy the Pro model, which, again, if this Pro model is over $899, I'm not buying it. If the 6 is over $799, I'm not buying it, because again, I'm taking a chance on a new design and a processor that hasn't been proven. That's like when Mac switched over from Intel to their own processor and it supports nothing. Listen, I'll buy it when you guys prove that this processor is better and that everything that I do, troubleshoot music, blah, 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 whatever it is, works on it. Granted, I will never buy a Mac in my life again, not on purpose unless it's used. But that's my take with a lot of these phones. I don't give anybody the benefit of the doubt anymore when it comes to the phone networks, because they will put out a piece of junk and sell it to the product and mask it as something good and then market it as if this is the next 5G phone that you have to have. And turns out the software was unstable the entire time and they never do updates to fix that. I'm looking at you, Revel devices. I'm talking about you guys. So anyhow, so what, the Pixel 5 had a Snapdragon 750G. So this obviously has to have higher than that. It has to be in the 800s, especially given, again, spec-wise, we're talking, it has to be better than a Snapdragon 750 if you're going to try to sell this phone for whatever price that you're trying to sell it for. I don't care about the cameras. I'm sure the cameras would be perfectly fine. I just want people to understand that this is hype right here. It's nothing more, nothing less. I don't know when this phone is launching. To be honest, it needs to launch before the iPhone 13 because this is going to be a mere shadow of the iPhone 13 when it launches. What's the point? And there's other Android devices coming out. I'm sure the S22 will be a thing. OnePlus it's gearing up to make other phones. And again, pricing is everything. Like I can literally buy a OnePlus 8T for $300 something right now on Swapple or certain websites. That phone has 12 gigs of RAM and it's a Snapdragon 850 or 865. I forget what it is. And that has 120 hertz. So this phone better be better than that. If we're talking about just what the phone could do. Software, they both get updated with software. I do like OnePlus, though I will say that they are definitely shying away from what they originally were. They let the money go to their head, and I don't know what happened to them. I really don't. They're losing themselves, but hopefully they can stick to the mid-tier market and pretty much dominate, because I do like their mid-tier phones like the OnePlus N10 5G. I am waiting for the Pixel 5a. That's the phone that I personally want, because I once you reach a certain age of maturity, so I'm just kidding. But seriously, once you buy enough flagship phones, I'm not Marquise, I'm not Flossie Carter, I'm not certain people where I have the money to spend or I'm getting people sent me stuff. Listen, I don't want to spend $1,000, $12, $13, $14, $2,000 for a phone that's going to be mediocre when I could just buy a 5A Pixel for $449, $500 and still get the experience that I want, because it's a phone. At the end of the day, yes, when you start diving into things like video editing and recording videos and et cetera, that's what separates these mid-tier phones from the high ends. And I am learning that the hard way, trust me. I'm doing my video editing and different things. Well, right now, this is a PC camera on an Asus camera. It is not good, by the way. Asus, I'm talking to you. Great product. Processor is good. My computer's fast. It's all-in-one. Love everything else about it, except this camera is horrible. But I'm on the wrong website. Yep, you know what? It's funny. I'm looking at this page, and I'm actually looking at an entirely different page right now than what I'm looking at right here. So let me adjust that for you guys so you can see it. It's a little late in the video, but it is what it is. This is actually what I was looking at. I was looking at a different page the whole time. Like I said, the Pixel 5a is for me. I think that a Pixel 5a is going to be for a lot of people, especially at that $449 price point. I forget if it has 6 gigs or 8 gigs of RAM, but if it has 6, that's fine with me. I prefer 8, but I have to look into that phone, which I'll probably do a little review on that also. I will buy that phone. I will definitely buy an unboxing. I will definitely buy that phone and do an unboxing for the Pixel 5a 100%, because that's the device I plan on switching to as my primary phone once it releases and I could not use the N10 5G anymore. I'll put that to the side and lay it to rest slowly. But the Pixel is the one that I plan on getting, the 5A. The 6 is just kind of all right, you could try to get me with the gimmicky camera look, but no, it's still a Pixel. It's not going to operate any differently, especially between the 8 gig model and the 6 gig model. It really depends on that processor. But anyway, Um, what I'll say is, if you're looking for a phone that's for gaming, and a lot of people are, Asus, see, ROG Phone 5S, I believe it's called, specs 5A. Let me see. This phone has like 16 gigs of RAM or something. I forget which one it is. I think it's this one. Let me see. Let me switch the screen again so you guys can see it. This it? Yeah, that's it. So I think this is the one where, yep, 16 gigs of RAM, 6.7 inch screen, 6,000 mAh battery, 256 regular, Snapdragon 888 plus. So I don't care about the camera because this phone is made for gaming. So if you're really looking for a phone, oh, and you know what? I forgot to mention this. This phone does have the 144 hertz screen. For those that were wondering, where is it? Let me pull it up. It should say here. But lately, a lot of the Asus ROG phones from the 4 on up actually had a 144 hertz screen. There's different models. I can't find it here, but just double check it, guys. This thing has 144 hertz, 16 gigs of RAM. This is what you want if you're a gamer. If you're recording videos, you got your face on the side, you're talking, you're doing this, you're streaming that. Because remember, people stream phone games too. They're popular. They're fun. They're popular. It's the easiest thing to stream, in my opinion, on the simple fact that you can do everything for your phone. And when you're done, whether you stream it directly to your YouTube channel, to your Twitch, whatever. Personally, I don't stream that way. I just record. I add my little edits. Actually, I don't edit anything. The most I do is just combine a couple videos here and there. But I guess that's considered editing. And that's it. So with a phone like this is stronger than a lot of people's computers, believe it or not. You'll definitely be playing Xbox Live or whatever it's called, Xbox Game Pass on this phone. Yeah. And I believe this supports 65-watt charging. I could be wrong, but there's another website that goes deeper into the Asus ROG Phone 5S model. There are other models that have 16 gigs phones out there. It's just that I trust the Asus one because I had the ROG phone, I think it was 3 years ago. So there you go. That's the video. Like I said, please, unless this thing comes with Pixel Buds and a wireless charger and everything else, man, don't what's it called, the Pixel 6. Don't pre-order that crap. It's like they haven't showed you anything that even shows it's worth pre-ordering. I don't know. Maybe it's just me. Like when you buy enough phones, typically reviews are going to say the same thing they always say. Oh, this phone is great. Oh, so good. If you use it for this reason, love it. Blah, 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 blah. Just diarrhea of the mouth, right? But what they won't say to you is that all these phones are the same. Outside of the software, for the most part, most of these phones are exactly the same. They don't do anything any differently, and they don't offer any extra features. What you have to look for is the amount of software support it gets, which Google's good for that. I think it's 3 years or so. iPhones do like 5 years or more because the 6S will still get support somewhere. Samsung A52 5G, that does software support for 3 years. If you're looking for a mid-tier market, you have I would say the Pixel 4a 5G, right? But that's stupid at this point because you have the Pixel 5a. So that's a waste of time. Just get the Pixel 5a. Yeah, that's for the video. Like I'm not excited for this phone at all. The Pixel 6. I know they tried to do a redesign and rebrand and all that. Listen, rebrand your price, then we could talk. If I see $1,000 anything for this phone, it better be the 512 gig model, and that better be $999 because you guys are not outselling. You probably won't even outsell Motorola. You probably won't even outsell Samsung. You definitely won't outsell Apple. I doubt you outsell OnePlus at this point. And y'all need to get your heads out of your ass and just understand. Listen, you're not that great of a company. Sure, you own your Google, you have search engine, all these other things. Yes, but when it comes to the tech space, y'all not that great. And you need to just make more affordable phones. When I say affordable, flagship, but cheaper than Samsung's flagships. If that makes sense. So you can undercut them. And listen, you're a $1 billion company. You'll be fine. Anyway, that's the video. Next time I'm going to do the I forget what it's called already. the Pixel 5a and just kind of do my impressions of that one. And as soon as that phone is available at Best Buy, I'm going to do cartwheels down the street, hop into the car, do some initial D-drift, straight down to Best Buy on where I live, purchase the device. They will ask me, you want insurance? Hell to the no. I'm going to go to Metro by T-Mobile, get it insured, and use it for them. And that will be that. Anyway, that's the video, guys. I'll see you in the next one. I don't even care if you like it if you like the video. Definitely subscribe so you can just see more content. That's more important to me. And that's it. Let's talk about it in the comment section.